Welcome back, everyone. In this episode, we turn off onto the Portage Glacier Road to get to our next base camp location that is in a fairly remote town with approximately 200 year-round residents who all live in one building. We'll have to drive through a 2-mile-long railroad tunnel to get to this town, where we will board a special Alaska Railroad train that will drop us off in an even more remote location deep within the Chugach Mountains, where we'll hike to see the Spencer Glacier. From Florida to Alaska, from the East Coast to the West Coast, join Jane and Steve celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, traveling across North America in the cool Nana Coach, their 27-foot Freedom Elite Class C motorhome, as they visit the many beautiful points of interest in all 50 United States on their golden anniversary adventure. The stretch of road between Portage Glacier and Whittier was the culmination of a 3-year project to connect the community to the road system. Opened in June 2000, the road branches off the older Portage Glacier Highway. Prior to construction of the Whittier Spur, Whittier was accessible overland only by train. Finding your way to the remote town isn't easy. You can get to Whittier by sea or take a long 1-lane train tunnel through the mountains, which at any given time only runs one way. It's still a fairly inaccessible town. Plus, at night they close the tunnel completely. The Whittier Vehicle Access Spur required the modification of the 2.5-mile-long Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel to handle both railroad and vehicle traffic. The Anton Anderson Tunnel is one lane, and cars and trains take turns traveling through it. In the summer, the tunnel is open daily 5:30 a.m. to 11:15 p.m., allowing 15-minute alternating directional use for vehicle traffic every half hour, except during the scheduled passenger trains. Vehicles must wait in the staging areas on either end of the tunnel when the train is using the tunnel. It's recommended that motorists arrive at least 5 minutes before the scheduled tunnel opening. Tunnel tolls are charged according to vehicle class and are round trip. Tolls are as follows. Motorcycles and passenger vehicles and RVs less than 28 feet, not pulling trailers, $13. RVs 28 feet or greater, not pulling trailers, or less than 28 feet, pulling a trailer, are $22. RVs 28 feet or greater, pulling a trailer or towing a vehicle, $38. Tolls are paid by the eastbound motorists at the Bear Valley staging area. Tolls are not charged for vehicles traveling westbound from Whittier to Portage. Our plan was a boondock at the Whittier City first come, first served campground just outside of the Anton Anderson Tunnel. But we found it completely filled upon our arrival. It really wasn't much of a campground and had no management on site. It was essentially a gravel parking lot. There is another campground just inside of town behind the municipal long-term parking lot which did have openings, but quite honestly, it was not our cup of tea considering it had absolutely no view and was unmanaged. Neither campground offers hookups. Neither campground has a dump station either. However, a couple of 100 feet east of the city campground lies a spacious day-use area directly on the bay. Wow, what an incredible place to spend our time in Whittier. We found a half dozen or so RVers set up there, so we took a chance and decided that we would make that our base camp. Officially, there is no parking between midnight and 6 a.m. Unofficially, there's no enforcement either. Whittier, Alaska is a sleepy town on the west side of Prince William Sound, tucked between picturesque mountains. But if you're picturing a small huddle of houses, think again. Instead, on the edge of town, there stands a 14-story building called the Bishik Towers, a former Army barracks resembling an aging hotel where most of the town's 200 residents live. We are taking the afternoon Glacier Discovery train on the Alaska Railroad, which travels from Whittier to Portage, where, after picking up additional passengers, heads south for an hour and 10 minutes into the Chugach National Forest. deep within this virtually non-accessible area, in cooperation with the U.S. Forest Service, the Alaska Railroad has established a whistle stop from where you can jump off the train and hike the 1.5 miles or so to the viewing area for the Spencer Glacier. You'll be picked up at the whistle stop 3 hours later for your return to either Girdwood or Whittier.
Hi.
Slow down. Let's get yourself in a picture here. Hello there. Okay, where are we, Jane? She forgot already.
I can't remember the pronunciation.
We're in the Chugach National Forest.
Chugach National Forest.
The only
Spencer,
access here is by train. You can't get here any other way.
Spencer Glacier.
And we're going to see the Spencer Glacier. It's a beautiful scenic area. In the background, you can hear the train leaving. He dropped us off at a whistle stop. They still have whistle stops here in Alaska, in the rural areas, and we are in a rural area of the Chugach Forest, the National Forest, and we're headed for the Spencer Glacier. Jane wants to go swimming in the glacier, right, Jane?
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose? You sure about that?
Sure. It's a beautiful day, too.
Gorgeous day. Well, they're planning for the future. We're on what's called the Glacier Discovery Trail, which is still under construction. You know what?
We would really appreciate you hitting that like button and also share this video with your friends. And when you subscribe, you'll be notified in advance as our latest video is released.
Continuing our hike to the Spencer Glacier. We're going to cross over that bridge we saw a few moments ago. Beautiful day here, July 2nd, 2022. It's a balmy day for Alaska. Temperature's probably in the mid-70s. What do you think?
Magnificent from what I can see here. I have to get closer.
How will we trek?
Glaciers were often used as travel routes for Alaska natives, explorers, and early pioneers. While these routes followed easier terrain, they were also treacherous due to crevasses, unsure footing, and other hazards. The story of Edward A. Spencer, general timekeeper for the Alaska Central Railroad, is a testament to the risk of travel on glaciers. Spencer moved from San Francisco area to Seward, Alaska in August 1905 to begin work with the new Alaska Central Railroad. As timekeeper, he traveled from camp to camp along the rail line to collect time cards from Alaska Central workers to issue their pay. At dusk on November 16, 1905, Spencer set out on the Glacier Trail from camp number 52. Despite concerns from other employees over the danger of the route, especially traveling it at night. Confident that he could follow the trail over the glacier, Spencer did not carry a lantern with him. Unfortunately, he never made it to Camp 55. His body, pack, and papers were found a year later in a shallow depression about 2,000 feet away from the marked trail, suggesting he may have become disoriented in the darkness. In 1909, the United States Geological Survey named the glacier you see here in today's video after Edward A. Spencer to honor the fallen timekeeper. Glaciers retreat and advance also. The balance between summer melting and winter snowfall determines whether the glacier grows or shrinks. Over the last century, Spencer Glacier's balance has tipped toward melting. The front of the glacier retreated almost 1.5 miles in that time, and its rate of retreat is accelerating. Studies have determined that the Spencer Glacier receded approximately 1.4 miles between 1890 and 1990, or an average of 71 feet per year. The current rate of retreat has accelerated to an average of approximately 103 feet per year between 1990 and the year 2007. To give you a little perspective, back in 1890, the glacier actually touched the spot where the Alaska Railroad now has its tracks, over 1.5 miles away. Chugach Adventures was the original guide service at Spencer Glacier, pioneering the area since 2001. You can enjoy panoramic mountain and glacier views on the 7-mile scenic river float down the pristine Placer River. This trip is one of the most scenic glacier river trips in Alaska. A perfect paddle for beginners or expert paddlers. There is no tidal influence at Spencer Lake, and the morning tends to be the best time on Spencer Lake. It's calm, serene, and beautiful. The total iceberg kayak paddle distance is approximately 4 miles.
Well, we're returning from our adventure to the Spencer Glacier. It was about a 1.25 mile walk through the woods here. Very easy path, very well maintained trail path. It's a beautiful day. We're sitting here in the sun, catching our breath about halfway through. And I guess you can hear in the background, there's some running water about us. This is all the glacier melt, which has formed a creek or a river, if you will. This is what the kayakers were going down before.
So hard to imagine that only 100 years ago, this entire area here was covered by the Spencer Glacier.
Thank you.
Well, we are back at the whistle stop location, and way off in the distance, I can hear the train whistle echo through the gorgeous Chugach Mountains. Yes, indeed, our train is coming. We made it in time. It's been an incredible day for us. Great weather, no bugs. Yes, I said it, no bugs. We enjoyed a wonderful scenic 3-mile hike today in one of the most remote, undeveloped areas in southern Alaska's Chugach National Forest. We hope you enjoyed traveling with us to Whittier and the Spencer Glacier, and hope you'll join us again next week as we travel to the Kenai Peninsula and the coastal town of Ninilchik on Jane and Steve's Golden Anniversary Adventure.